I'd like to try and discuss something about what are you supposed to do to update, fix errors, and avoid expiry in your DS160 form. Remember, this document that you're calling DS160 form is one of the most crucial parts of the visa application process. Therefore, to avoid issues such as errors, expiry, or incomplete information, then we are saying that it is very important to be diligent while filling the form. And here is a guide to help you update, fix errors, and avoid expiry of the DS160 form. When I started, I said it is a very, very crucial form in the process of the USA visa application. So what are you supposed to do, or how to update or fix errors in the DS160 form? If you realize that there is an error in the DS160 form, after submission or before you submit, what is it that you're supposed to do? Number one, there is a number of steps that you can follow before you submit. So this is errors that are occurring before submission. So the first thing that you do, review each section carefully. After you've reviewed each section carefully, the DS160 form will normally contains a multiple of sections to be filled. Therefore, you've got to ensure that you are very thorough, you are doing the work with a lot of diligence, so you review each part carefully before you do the final submission. Remember, whenever you click next, it keeps on saving. But it is good that if you discover there is an error before you submit, then you can be able to go back to backdate, then you update your form before you do the final submission. So before you do the submission, ensure that you review it carefully, each section. Apart from that, you can also be able to make the edits. You can go through it, edit if you spot an error. If there is any other error that is there, you can easily go back and make corrections directly in the form by navigating to the specific sections, especially before you submit your document. Apart from that, also another thing, check the preview before the final submission. After filling out your information, use the review and submit section to preview your answers to ensure everything is accurate, clear before submission. So don't be in a hurry, take your own time. You can as well fill part of it, then you save. But then what you have to know is you have to keep on logging, because every time you log in, I think it gives or it extends your DS160 form by an extra 30 days. So what do? It is not a must that you fill all the sections at once. But then what you can do, you can keep your DS160 form active by keeping on logging in. Because every time you log in your DS160 form, it is extended by an extra of 30 days. So that is one way in which you can be able to keep it active, so that at the end of the day you are avoiding errors. Because maybe if you might say that I want to fill this form at once, what we are simply saying is maybe you are likely to make errors. So if you know that you won't be able to pay the required attention and fill out the form accurately up to the end without making errors, another option can be you keep on logging in your form as you update the other sections. What if you realize that there is an error after submission? You already submitted the form, then you realize, hey, I made an error in this particular section. What are the available options? The first option that is available is you can restart the DS160 form. Because remember, once you have submitted, it cannot allow you to open or even access it for editing. Because remember, once you submit it, you print the confirmation page, and that is the end of it. that has a barcode. So once you have submitted the form, you cannot be allowed to re-access it and edit it. So if you realize that you made an error after submission, the first option that is available is you restart the DS160 form. There is a mistake after submission, you cannot modify the submitted DS160 form. That is what you're saying. And because you cannot be able to modify it, then the option is you will need to complete a new DS160 form. So you go to the Consular Electronic Application Center, CEAC, create a new DS160 and fill it out with the correct information. Once the new form is completed, print the new confirmation page with the barcode and use this updated one for your visa appointment. So that is the first option. So apart from doing that, we are also saying that notify the embassy or consulate. If your visa appointment is already scheduled, contact the US embassy or consulate where you are applying and inform them of the changes. Provide them with the new DS160 confirmation page. Because remember, you've already submitted the form, then you realize, hey, I made a mistake on a very crucial document, which is DS160 form. So what you do, restart a new form, fill it out up to the end with the correct information. Then what you do, in case your interview was already scheduled by the embassy, what you simply have to do is notify them of the problem that occurred in your previous form, then provide them with the new DS160. So those are the options. Common errors in the DS160. Number 1, spelling mistakes. You might even end up forgetting a letter in your name. That is not you, that is a different person. So ensure your name, address, and other details are spelled out correctly and match the documents you submit. So look at the spellings. Then incorrect dates. Double check the dates for your travel plans, visa issuance, and personal details, e.g. date of birth, so that you are avoiding incorrect dates. Number 2, missing or wrong information. You've got to ensure that all the fields, all the sections are correctly filled out with the correct information. Leaving any required fields blank can cause delays in your visa application and also what you're calling visa scheduling. So you've got to ensure that you fill all the information in the required fields and with the correct information. Uploading the wrong photo. Before you go for or you start filling the DS160, ensure that you go to a professional photo studio. Kodak, they are the best, so that they give you the required photo size. It is normally a 2-inch by 2-inch photo that is required. So don't just go to any person and then tell them to have a passport. Go to a professional photographer, then they will take you the required photo size for. That is the same photo that you will also use to attend with your visa. Not only that, but it is also the same photo that you will upload on your DS160. So ensure that the photo you upload meets the US visa requirements, including the size, background, color, and clarity of the photo. And remember, we are saying this from the experience after we've done it and we are successful. So we are saying that follow the details in order with the seriousness that it deserves. How do you avoid expiry of your DS160 form? The DS160 form does not have a strict expiry date. That is the first thing that you have to know. And therefore, by this, what you are saying is that once you submit it, but the following points can help you avoid any issues related to its timing. Yeah? Complete the form in one session, optimal saving, because remember, once you are done with this section, you're moving to the next section, then what you're saying is simply that it will take you to the next section that is required, then it will save the previous sections as you move. So it is better that you complete the form in one session, while you fill out the DS160, it automatically saves your progress every time you move to the next section. So you can log out at any point and return to finish it up when you have enough time, or maybe when you have done enough research and you have the correct required information to be filled out, to also be able to avoid making errors. However, make sure to save your application ID so that you can pick up where you left. So you are allowed to log out and come back, but then you need to know what is your application ID. Remember, normally we are talking about you have 30 days to submit your form after you start it. So you have enough time. A period of 30 days, that is more than enough for you to be able to do all the editing before you can now click the final submission stage. Submit early. So completing and submitting the DS160 form well in advance of your visa interview date, this will leave you with enough time to address any issues that arise and avoiding the last minute rush. So we've already talked about a period of 30 days before you start filling out the form. So all this entire time, you have enough time to submit it, and also you have enough time to make any correction that might arise while you are waiting your date for visa interview. Now, timing for appointment. While the DS160 doesn't technically expire once you have submitted it, the confirmation page with the barcode that you print must be used within a reasonable time frame. It must be used within a reasonable time frame. Therefore, what are we saying? That the US Embassy may not accept outdated DS160 confirmation form. Therefore, you've got to ensure that the confirmation page is printed close to your interview date so that it will be considered to be valid. Yeah. So let's say maybe if your interview date for the visa is maybe 1 week away, then yeah, it is okay. You can print your confirmation page, let's say maybe a week. Yeah. Then interview appointment expiry. Also, what you've got to avoid as a person is, we are saying that avoid the aspect that your interview appointment is expiring. If your visa interview is scheduled far in advance, the DS160 form may still be valid, but the appointment itself could expire due to long waiting periods, or changes in the consular processing. So if your interview is rescheduled, double check if you need a new DS160 form to avoid the aspects of your the date of interview expiring. Apart from that, we are also saying that another concept is also talking about steps to avoid expiry and common mistakes. What is it that you're supposed to do? Check the date on your DS160 confirmation page. After you submit your DS160, the confirmation page includes the submission date. Therefore, you've got to ensure that the form is submitted in time to avoid issues with the visa appointment, expiry, visa appointment, scheduling. So check on the date that is there. Then correctly match your DS160 to the visa application. When scheduling your visa appointment, ensure that the DS160 confirmation number you submit is also correct, especially when you are scheduling for your visa appointment. So the barcode or the DS160 form has what you're calling a number on it. So ensure that you submit the correct number. Document matching, also ensure that the details that you provide are also correct in terms of your name, your date of birth, passport number. All these are very crucial documents that you will not want to forget or you will not want to miss on any of the details. So while you have filled up, we've said ensure you print the confirmation page. Confirmation page will always have a very long barcode with a number of digits on it, just next to your photo. So ensure you print the confirmation page, and this page you will take it with you during your visa interview date to the embassy for the US visa interview. So print the confirmation page. After submitting your DS160 form, print the confirmation page with the barcode. You will need this when you attend your visa interview. You cannot go for a visa interview without the confirmation page of DS160 form. So it is a very, very crucial document. Review the form. Before submitting, take time to go over the entire form to ensure there are no missing or incorrect details that you are about to submit to the US Embassy. So you've got to review the form, check and recheck again so that in case there is any error, you are able to correct that. Track your DS160 form. Keep a record of the form number, the barcode number, and make a backup of the filled form in case you need to refer to it in the future. So we believe that by you following the above steps that we've gone or we've listed in this particular video, it will help you to know on how to, first of all, are you supposed to fill the DS160, not only filling it up, but also what is it that you're supposed to pay attention to. We've talked of very minor details like personal information, date of birth, your address, your name, the passport number, the photo size, the clarity of the photo. Is it meeting the US visa requirements? So those details might seem to be very minor, but then once you commit one of them, it will cost you the entire visa process, and it is a very minor issue. Like let's say you just forget one letter from your name, or maybe you forget a date, that will end up messing you up quite a big deal. So take note of that. In the comment section of this particular video, I will also be posting what I've discussed, but then in the written form. So apart from watching the video, you can as well also go in the comment section, read what I've posted there, and it will help you to really plan well as you also plan to engage in this particular journey of trying your luck to also come to the US. I want to wish you all the very best until then, remember to subscribe, comment, like, share. And as I've always said, let us do this together. Thank you as we learn from each other.